This made my blood boil, so stick around for the update. So, my husband, male 37, let's call him Mark, and I, female 34, have been having a rough few years. We got married in the fall of 2019 after being together for 5 years before then, and of course, a few months after that the pandemic hit. I had the misfortune of getting a pretty bad case of COVID near the beginning of the pandemic, was hospitalized for 2 weeks, which turned into a long COVID. I wasn't completely disabled but dealt with a lot of the typical symptoms: extreme fatigue, brain fog, reduced immune system generally resulting in several bad infections, etc. I didn't lose my job but did have to take intermittent leave, which meant a lot of time without pay, and we racked up $20,000 in debt between the medical bills not covered by insurance and loss of some of my income. Although I tried to be mindful of my eating, I also gained 45 pounds thanks to being on antidepressants, several rounds of steroid medication, and not being able to exercise. Through all this, Mark was incredibly loving and supportive. He never said a bad word about my weight, lack of energy, or inability to contribute financially at the same level as before. Finally, last summer I started to feel a lot better, and most of the long COVID symptoms subsided. I was able to return to work full-time and had energy to work out again. In the past year, we have paid off all our debt and rebuilt our emergency fund, and I've lost 35 of the 45 pounds I gained. My doctor says this is a good place for me to end up. I was borderline underweight before and am now on the slimmer side of a normal, healthy weight. Mark and I hadn't been having many date nights since we got married between the pandemic, my illness, and then for the past year working to get our finances in order. However, to celebrate my birthday, we decided to have dinner at an upscale bistro and then go see the Barbie movie. He actually suggested the movie. This was last Saturday. My actual birthday wasn't for a few more days, but we wanted to go on the weekend. I was excited to dress up as most of my clothes had gotten baggy and drab during my illness and weight gain, but I was finally feeling comfortable in my own skin again. I decided to go full Barbie-core, pink sleeveless dress, fitted at the top and then flared out, and pink kitten heels with a matching bag. The money for the outfit came from a birthday check from my mom. She insisted that I spend it on something fun. When I put on the outfit, I felt really pretty for the first time in a long time. Unfortunately, and surprisingly, Mark reacted badly to it. He said I looked slutty and attention-seeking, and essentially accused me of trying to get the attention of other men and that I should cover up more. I protested because, first of all, we were going to a restaurant, table for two, and a movie theater. When exactly was I going to be interacting socially with other men? Also, the outfit was quite dramatic and striking, but it wasn't revealing. Sleeveless dresses are pretty normal date night wear for a hot summer day, and it wasn't low cut. Neckline was at the collarbone and was on the longer side, calf length. But I didn't want to argue, so I put on a black knit cardigan over the dress. Nope, still no dice for Mark. He said it was still attention-seeking. At this point, I really wanted to get going and not miss our reservation, so I gave up on the dress and changed into fitted jeans and a pastel pink tunic top. Not fitted. Nope, said Mark. I still looked like I was trying to attract other men. So I threw on a hoodie over the top, but then he said I looked sloppy. I was really exasperated by this point and asked if he just wanted to come to my closet to pick an outfit that was acceptable, and he started yelling that I was too stupid to even understand that I was disrespecting him and that I didn't know how to dress myself. Then he said he was going for a drive and going to the movie without me. The tickets were on his phone. He came home after midnight, said he didn't want to talk and that he was going to sleep in the guest room. He has barely spoken to me since. My actual birthday was a couple days ago, and he didn't even acknowledge it. I begged him to please talk to me and tell me what was really going on, but he said he was still too angry. So, am I the idiot for not trying to change my clothes yet again before our date for my birthday? I still don't know what he was really upset about or what sort of outfit would have been acceptable. And no, he's never once tried to make rules about what I could wear or comment at all on my clothes except to tell me that I looked nice or that he liked certain colors on me. This really came out of nowhere as far as I can tell. And again, he selected the Barbie movie and planned the date, so it's not like I was strong-arming him into plans he didn't want. Now, for a few comments before the update. If my wife asks me, does this look okay? It's have to be awful for me to say no. I can't imagine telling her she looked slutty. She would figure out I thought that because I'd be grinning and making stupid, suggestive jokes. I'd tell him you will wear what you like, and if he doesn't like it, that's his problem. Then the original poster responded with, I agree it is at least mostly his problem. However, he refused to go on the date unless I changed my clothes, so unless I tried to comply, the evening would have been ruined, canceled, which it ended up being anyway. Comment 2. Something deeper is going on. Time to have a serious discussion about where you guys are in this relationship. No matter how much my wife was fighting, it would be a truce on her birthday. Then the original poster responded with, the odd thing is, we haven't been fighting at all. Not a bit. He was so incredibly loving and supportive while I was ill. And over the past year, we have gradually gotten back to a more even dynamic as I was feeling better and better. And until a week ago, I would have said our relationship was stronger than ever for having gotten through the really tough times. Snapping at me over clothes and then digging in and blowing up both my birthday dinner and my actual birthday definitely came out of nowhere. Comment 3. He created a situation where it would be impossible for you to have left the house with him, stormed out to go see the Barbie movie alone, and didn't come home until after midnight and slept in the guest room. He's cheating, and seeing you looking at the fire that evening probably triggered some realizations that he can't continue to have his cake and eat it too. Now, for the update. And if you're enjoying the video, hit that like button. As for the update, I did end up going to my mom's place for the weekend last weekend and had a nice girls' weekend with my mom and sister. We did see the movie on Saturday, got to wear my original planned outfit, yay! And then got brunch and had a fun salon outing on Sunday. Late afternoon Sunday, I texted Mark, my husband, to say I was coming home in a couple hours and that I hoped he would be ready to talk then, that I would gladly hear him out regarding anything that had been upsetting him, but I really couldn't take the silent treatment anymore as it had been over a week by then. He just texted back, okay. We did talk after I got home and, boy, it was a doozy. It turns out Mark has had building resentment for years, since I first got sick with COVID nearly 3.5 years ago now. Not so much in the first few months, but when it was clear my illness had turned into long COVID and an ongoing disability, he started to feel very put upon due to my not being able to generate as much income, not being able to do my share of the housework and cooking, etc. He put up a good front because he knew it wouldn't be fair to take it out on me, especially when he could see I was doing my best to get better and to do what I could on my better days. But ultimately, he got very burned out. And then, after a year or so, started seeking outlets, as in other women. He said at first it was just basically anonymous online sexting because the pandemic was still raging. But by early last year, he had formed an online emotional connection with someone in the area, whom he eventually met in person for a physical affair, someone he is in love with now and still seeing. He said he has been trying to figure out what to do, especially as I have been getting better over the past year, lost most of the weight I gained, got back to fulfilling all my responsibilities at work and home, etc. But when I walked out in my Barbie-core dress, expecting to have a romantic birthday date, he just couldn't do it. He couldn't go out and pretend to love me and be celebratory when he wanted to be with someone else. So he picked a fight, one I couldn't win. And then yes, when he walked out, he did take his AP to dinner and the movie instead. The thing is, I do understand him seeking some kind of an outlet. I was sick for years, and between physical ailments and brain fog, I wasn't able to participate consistently in the marriage on any level, not as an equal partner. We'd only been married a few months when I got sick, so it's not even like we had a lot of shared history to fall back on. I'm sure he must have felt exhausted, stressed, and lonely, especially as it wasn't certain I would be able to recover at all. I asked if he would consider marriage counseling and recommitting to our marriage, but he said sadly that his heart had moved on. He did say he was so sorry, that he never meant to fall in love with someone else and was just trying to be less lonely, and that I didn't deserve this, that I especially didn't deserve the way he treated me a couple weeks ago. So, I guess divorce it is. I don't expect it will be very dramatic. We've been talking a lot over the past week. No more silent treatment to figure out how to divide stuff and to try to make things cordial. In the end, I don't even think he is an idiot. Maybe for the way he acted surrounding my birthday, but overall I think he is just a human being who eventually broke down from stress and loneliness. I do wish him well and am also grateful that at least I am healthy again for whatever life has next in store for me. Comment 1. Your husband is an idiot and has no idea what marriage is actually about. I suffered a major injury 6 months after my wedding that required several surgeries and a long recovery. My husband had to do everything because I couldn't even walk and was on heavy pain medication for almost a year. I mean, he had to help me shower, help me with personal care, things you do not expect to have to do as a newlyweds. I would cry and apologize to him, and he would tell me I was ridiculous, and this was the in sickness or in health part of our marriage, and this was what he signed up for. We had kids after a long period of infertility, and I eventually developed chronic conditions that left me in pain, with brain fog, severe fatigue, and a lot of anxiety and depression. I even broke down at one point and told him this wasn't fair to him, that he should be able to be with someone that wasn't broken forever. I even threw out that I wouldn't hold it against him if he wanted to take on a mistress, even though it would absolutely kill me. That man sat me down and told me that this is what marriage is. We take care of each other at our worst and at our best. We're partners and friends, and he would choose me and our life with all of its ups and downs 1,000,000 times if it meant he could be with me. That is what marriage is. Your husband gave up when poop got hard, and I'm sorry, but life is hard. When you get married, it should be to the person you want to do the good and the bad with. Do not give your husband a pass because life got hard for a while. Comment 2. So in sickness and in health truly meant fricking nothing to him? Vows meant nothing? You got COVID and it fricked you up for a while, and he decided best thing to do was to cheat. What a fricking prick. What would he have done if you got cancer or some other illness? Is he only happy to stick around with someone if they are 100% healthy all the time? Thank God you never had kids. I'm sorry you're going through this, but frick that guy. Then the original poster responded with, yeah, I do see that now that he was not a good person to share my life with. It would have been far worse to share decades together only to have him cheat leave if I got cancer or just decline due to age. It hurts a lot right now, but I do think I dodged a bullet. And as I said above, I'm grateful that I'm physically healthy now. Plus, we paid off all our debt and built up savings over the past year, so I'm starting out my single life in a pretty good place, all things considered. Comment 3. Please get yourself some counseling or therapy, because thinking it's understandable to be cheated on and lied to and potentially exposed to STDs because you were seriously ill is, wow. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, let alone someone I loved, let alone myself. He is a piece of poop. You deserve better than to empathize with a piece of poop, for real. If you like this video, you'll probably like these too. Also, while you're here, please consider subscribing. It's your support that keeps this channel alive and allows me to make better and longer videos. Have a great day.